do, and welcome back.
I can't believe you would start without me. Well, yeah, like she said before, I was even in the chair. Welcome back.
Episode 3. Well, this episode is about Avatar The Last Airbender, Netflix's live action.
It is.
Full legal name.
It is about that.
Okay. My dumb idea of the week was trying to fix a power outlet, and I was about to stick a screwdriver in it because it was crooked, and I was using the screwdriver to fix it. That one right there.
That's unbelievable.
And I was...
How close were you?
Very, very close.
Like you were like...
Yeah, like
so
I was about... Like,
and then
not
you realized
not
you
like...
would have died.
Yeah, like, not like I was on purpose trying to stick it in there, but, like, I was, like, using it to, like, as leverage to scoot it over because it was, like, not budging. And then, like, if it would have slipped, it would have went straight into that hole. And I would have been dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, mine... My dumb idea of the week is I was scrolling on
Okay.
I was scrolling on Instagram, and then I saw this, like, you know, those memes where it's like a picture of literally a post, and then like below it like has like, you know, the comments.
Yeah.
I tried to click on the comments of the picture of the post.
That is so dumb. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I was like, that was my stupidest moment of my life. Anyway, my actual dumb idea is I didn't have one. I used it. So yeah, she did that. Well, I guess earlier this week so I work like at a fast food restaurant, and I was getting change. I was in the drive-through window and I was getting change, and our drive-through window like closes like by itself sometimes. And when I was counting the change and I got it all, I turned around and ran right into the window.
Did the customer see you?
No one saw, and I was like,
I wish I saw that. That is actually really funny.
So embarrassing.
So
wait, we're like sitting in our future set right now.
You guys don't get to see it yet.
Well, maybe episode 5 you guys will get to see this beautiful setup that we've created the past few weeks.
It's literally just like lawn chairs.
But yeah, hopefully it's like good enough for you guys, and it's not
a disappointment.
You don't think it's ugly? Because I think it's really cute and fun, and it's coming together so nice.
Yeah.
It's very us.
Yeah.
We can get into the nitty-gritty
the nitty-gritty
of Avatar.
Avatar
The Last Airbender, Netflix's live action. So we had already, like, the day it came out, me, Anna, and my sister, Marcy, we binged the whole first season, and we watched every episode in that one day.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, we rewatched it on our own, and we both took notes throughout watching it.
Yes. Which, by the way, spoilers ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Definitely. If you haven't watched this or the original or something, don't watch it. Watch the original first.
Yes.
Don't even
100%.
Do what you want to do, but in a fan's eyes and mind, definitely watch originals first always.
Yeah, well, if
there was the first thing that fan base created, unless
Okay,
I don't
it's
know.
if you just want to watch it, then whatever
Yeah,
order
if
you
don't
want.
necessarily care, but like if you're
But if you
going
want to
into
get
this-
into it,
if you're going into this fandom wanting to be in it or think
Mhm.
you're gonna like it, do not watch this show first.
yeah, you can still watch it.
This
I mean,
is-
it's not
yeah.
like horrible. Just
Definitely
For
watch
sure.
Avatar The Last Airbender, the cartoon first, and then you can watch whatever you want after that. But the first notes I took were notes before I even watched it, which I don't know. How do you want to do the note? Like, do we want to say like kind of word for word what our notes are and then go into it? Because I think some of my notes are really funny.
Yeah, let's do
So
that. I didn't really make any funny notes because I made like probably one funny note,
I have quite a few.
but like
funny
because
notes.
I didn't. As I went on watching it, I started paying less and less attention.
Mhm.
So my notes stopped after the second episode.
So these were my notes I took before even re-watching, I guess I should say.
Okay.
So I remember when, like, I don't even know how long ago when this show, this concept was introduced into the world. But, like, I was like, oh, that would be fun and interesting, but, like, it probably won't happen at least anytime soon. And I was right about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I, like, obviously forgot about it, and then it got it got brought back up like a couple years ago, and like they were like actually in production, and then like cast started being announced, and I was like, oh wow, this is like actually happening. So I was like obviously like scared but excited because like you always want to see your like favorite cartoons being in like real life. I
Yeah,
think that's such a fun
I like
thing.
it.
Like all the live action Disney princesses, I'm like always excited for each one, even if I know it's gonna be bad. Like I'm like, well, it's still interesting to see a cartoon
Yeah.
be real.
So I don't actually, to be honest, I don't really know how I feel about live action adaptations, but I do know that it is fun to cast celebrities as who you would want as
Yeah.
the live action of a Disney character or
Yeah, I love-
animated character.
I did really like when I saw the cast. I was like, oh, those seem like good. Well, when I first saw it, I was excited about Katara because I knew who she was.
Oh, you knew who she was? I didn't know who
Because
any of these
she's
people were.
from Anne with an E. She's like not a big character, but she was a character in that, and I love that show.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, I know who that is. She's like the main character in this. That's so fun for her. I didn't know anyone else, obviously. When I first saw Ian Owsley, I think you pronounce it, who's Sokka, I was like his picture they used to announce his casting was very not Sokka.
Yeah.
Like it very looked like sexy pose.
Yeah.
Like with that like face, and I was like, he does not look like Sokka.
Yeah.
But I was proven wrong with like
Yeah,
whenever,
no,
like,
actually,
started happening.
I think he's the most accurate of them all.
Looking,
Yeah.
I think.
Looking, for sure. He pretty much looks and sounds
Yeah, it's crazy.
like Sokka.
How did you feel whenever Azula was announced as like she was going to be a character?
Well, excited.
Mm.
Because I love Azula. And more Azula is happy.
I guess. I didn't think of any. I didn't think about her not being in season 1 when they first announced her actress. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But then I realized, oh, there's like no like Toph, and I was like, oh, because they're obviously only doing the first season right now. And then I was like, so why is Azula and Ozai like characters?
Yeah.
So I was like really confused because like they're not in season 1.
Yeah.
And like Azula's
That's so
in
interesting.
the literal last scene of season 1.
Yeah.
But then like obviously when the trailer came out, she was like in it.
Yeah.
And I was like very worried because I was like, I hope she's not about to do things that her character didn't do. That like maybe other characters did, and like they changed
yeah.
the plot. Yeah. And so I was like a little worried, but I tried not to be those fans who are like overly caring about it, because it does not matter at the end of the day. It really doesn't, because like the original still exists.
Yeah, that's okay. That's very...
It's not like they took...
Keep that in mind while we criticize it.
Yep.
This whole episode. All things aside, honestly, I think it's pretty good.
That was basically all I had for before watching it.
Okay.
So, my first note on the first episode is love that they got the rights to the music.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, because without that, I think it wouldn't have felt like Avatar The Last Airbender. Music is very important to world building with movies and TV shows. And so hearing Avatar's music really helped me be like, oh, this is Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yes. So my first note is I like how the first thing is very attention grabbing. You know, like it's not like they start with the war basically, and I thought that was cool. And I think when I first watched it, I was like, well, what? Why are they doing this? That's not how it starts. But I think I was just, I wanted it to be exactly frame for frame the show. Yeah. And like now I can appreciate that it can have some creative license and change some things up. I mean, it's a remake, not a redo or a copy, I guess. I did like that because it was just kind of like, whoa. Because I think if it wasn't starting with the war, I think people would not have watched it.
Really?
Because I think people would be like not super excited about it, and then watching it and it has like sort of a slow beginning, and then they'd just be like, I just kind of don't really want to watch this.
I guess, yeah. Introducing it with action.
Yeah.
This was my second note. I was like, are we watching a samurai movie right now?
Yeah, my second note is I don't know who that first part is.
Yeah, when it like the opening scene, like him running through the alleys, and like it showed the scroll, but I definitely thought it was a sword. So I was like, what are we watching?
Wait, what scroll?
The scroll that says the war is starting.
Oh. See, I missed that. Both times.
Whenever they started bending, I was impressed because like it actually did look pretty good.
It did. It did look good.
I think some of the lines they used were, of course, like a little cheesy because they were like, ooh, this would be like a epic line for like people who have watched the original.
Yeah.
Like saying like, oh, he's an earthbender. Like you don't really need to say that when you're about to get hit with a rock. Like, obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone can see he's lifting a rock.
Yeah.
So, like, lines like that, and that's not really just this show, it's everything, but, like, lines that are, like, narrating.
Yeah, that was another one of my notes was it felt like it was mostly telling instead of showing.
Oh, my gosh, that's a good way to put that.
Yeah, and so it was, it was a lot of information all the time. Because another one of my notes is there were no filler episodes.
Yeah.
So they had to, cram every last drop into the 8 episodes.
Yeah, which they did well.
Yeah.
But I feel like like this show isn't meant for that. Those filler episodes aren't just filler episodes. They have very important things.
Yeah. Character arcs.
Which one of my notes, which kind of ties into that, is we don't get to learn as we go. We're just handed everything right away. Like within the first episode, we know what the plot's going to be.
Yes.
We know everything that's about to happen. Because they just told us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's like a narrated show with the only visuals of them bending.
Yes, it did feel like mostly fight scenes because they didn't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
Like it was like there was no journey.
It was either them talking about the plot or bending.
Or fighting. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. If that's what you like.
Oh, yeah. My next one is, why is Kiyoshi doing the intro? And why is she wording it differently?
Yeah.
Like, and then the next one ties into that is, this intro is probably like the most iconic intro in the world. And they're changing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, and they did include the original intro.
The Gran says, why does Katara... Every episode, for those who don't know Avatar, have never watched it, every episode, the intro is Katara, which is obviously the main character. Actually, if you're watching this, you've probably watched Avatar, but it doesn't matter. The intro is Katara saying this whole monologue
about
with
the plot.
like a little music in the background about like what leads up to the plot, you know. And it's a very, very, very iconic monologue that Katara specifically says every single episode. And in this one, when we hear it first, it's Kiyoshi, and it's like the words change. Yeah. So like it's obviously still the same monologue, supposed to be the same monologue, but the words are different.
Yeah, it's like they found a thesaurus.
Yeah, it's like they like ripped. That was like the first like I didn't care about any of the other changes, like them like doing the war, how it started and stuff. I was like, okay, that's interesting. But then like they just took away like something so iconic. Yeah. They like everyone would love to have seen and heard live action. Yeah. But no. And then Katara never says it.
And I believe Aang can save the world. She might.
But then whenever Gran started saying it, I was like, what is happening? Because Katara's in that room.
But she didn't... Okay, wait, I was just about to say she didn't know. But yes, she did, because at the end of Gran's whole spiel, she says, and everyone in this room knows that. Except for you, Aang. That's what she says.
Literally.
So why didn't Katara say it?
I didn't understand why Gran was getting so much.
Yeah,
from this
she was
version.
a character.
Like, it felt like she was like a cameo.
Oh my gosh!
But like, no one knows who that is. She's not like a famous actress from what I've researched.
Wow. Maybe they're gonna do a whole thing where her and Paku have a scene.
Oh my gosh! But that wasn't even brought up. You didn't notice?
I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, Paku doesn't...
Are you serious?
That's not a thing in this version.
What the heck? Also...
Because she keeps her necklace on the whole time. The whole battle at the end. And he doesn't say anything about it.
That is... Yeah. So what? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing I'd like to say that's just kind of general is about the costumes.
Oh, yeah.
They looked like costumes. They didn't look like outfits that people have worn. It looked like...
and fought and breathed and died in.
Yeah, it looked like they were made that day and they put them on, and then every time a speck of dust got on it, they got a new outfit. The wardrobes were honestly amazing.
The costumes look really cool, really amazing and very detailed, but
not lived in.
Look realistic.
Yeah, like maybe like the fabric was too straight all the time, too clean all the time. Even in the middle of battle, they were like pristine.
Flawless. They were flawless.
Yeah, like their faces and hair was messed up, but their clothes were fine. Yeah. And it's like, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but that's just like what it looked like.
Yeah. My next note and some of my notes in the future are a little mean towards the Aang actor. So my next note is Aang, stop being cringe. Which, obviously he's like literally 12.
Yeah.
When this was being made. So obviously he acts like a 12-year-old. Mm-hmm. So you can't really be upset. And I'm not as upset by his acting. Mm-hmm. It's just yeah, that's 12-year-old right there.
Yeah.
And-
But Aang is a 12-year-old.
Yeah, but that's another thing is I feel like a lot the difference that I've noticed between the characters and why some of them don't feel like I'm watching the characters is because in the original, I don't ever remember that they are so young.
Yeah.
Because they are all very, very mature and very not acting their age.
Yeah, whoa, what? 14?
But I think that has to do with the world they live in, and they're literally in the middle of a war. And they did mention it in this, is Katara and Sokka had to grow up fast. And Aang also had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
But I think bringing in, like, legit people who are the characters' ages, like, they are very much acting their age, I feel like.
That's okay, yeah. Like modern day, their age.
Oh yeah, my next note is they really set themselves up for all being in the same place. The air nomads.
Yeah.
Because they were like, the Great Comet Festival. Who's coming? All of them. Like, and then...
I mean, I guess they didn't expect the firebenders to just, like...
Yeah. That was just such a bad coincidence for them.
Did that not happen in the original?
Well, it's never mentioned that they have a festival. I'm pretty sure in the original, and, like, I obviously don't know this because they don't really talk about it that much. I'm pretty sure they just had different Fire Nations go to each temple at the same time.
Oh.
Like, they had different, like...
Yeah.
Troops go and spread out.
Yeah.
To get them. Like, they weren't all just in the Southern Air Temple.
Yeah.
But in this one, all of them were there for a festival, and they got obliterated.
That was so sad. Whenever Gyatso was locked in the room with the kids, I was, like, scared. I knew what was going to happen, but I was like, don't.
It was so sad.
I was like, please don't happen. Also, one of Aang's main character traits is that he does not want to be the Avatar.
Yeah, I have a lot of notes about that.
And I didn't see that except for the very first scene whenever he got told he was the Avatar, and he was like, I don't want that. And then after that, he was like, go, battle.
I'm the Avatar, so I have to do this.
Yeah.
Aang is not like that. He has had a few moments where he's like, I'm the Avatar, I have to do this.
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, Aang
is running away.
Running from his responsibilities. But yeah, kind of backtracking, the fighting and the deaths in this, brutal. That's one of my notes, is all caps brutal.
Wow.
Because that, like, one of the first big, I don't know if you could say big deaths, but, like, when that airbender girl's, like, spinning and, like, he just, like, fire bends into her tornado and, like, she just, like, burns alive. And we watch it and we hear her scream, like, we're like, the deaths in this, like, we see them.
Yeah. Which, that's, like, a huge difference between, like, Avatar and Korra, is, the deaths in that are definitely more, like, intense. I didn't even remember that.
One of my next notes is, I feel like they're trying to make characters too likable nowadays, but that takes away from the story building and the character arcs.
Who are you talking about?
No one specific. Basically every, like, character that's not a bad guy, like, not titled as a bad guy, I feel like there's no faults. I feel like they're trying to make the main characters so likable that there's just, like, no more, like
personality. There's no
more character development.
Yes.
Like, they're just already good.
That was one thing. Sokka wasn't sexist. Which is, like, a big part, actually.
Yeah, like, he's literally sexist throughout the whole first season.
Yeah, and then he meets Suki, and she beats it out of him.
Yeah, literally.
Which that didn't happen, and I was so upset that she didn't beat him up.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, one of my notes is, Sokka is pretty good, but Suki didn't beat him up.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like every character that isn't titled as a bad guy in this first season, in this show, none of them have the faults that their characters have.
Mm-hmm.
Like they already are completely developed as a character.
Yeah.
Which like maybe like this is a remake, so like maybe the writers just didn't think like backtracking.
Yeah.
Because like we've already watched these characters grow.
Yeah. I did feel the whole time, like when you're watching it, it kind of just feels like you're watching something else that's referencing Avatar a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever they did something from the original show, you're like, oh, hey. Like that's just kind of like what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. I don't really like, because I love character development.
Mm-hmm.
It's so satisfying and it's so well done when it's good.
Yeah.
And like this show doesn't have it because like obviously I've seen all of these character arcs and
Yeah.
all of these characters have had character development in the original show, and within the first episode all these characters have their final development.
Mm-hmm. Except for, Zuko.
Yeah, because he's titled as a bad guy right now.
True.
So only bad guys can have character development.
I
is
feel
what
like
I'm saying.
I feel like Zuko's character development is going to be difficult to do in 16 episodes.
Well, maybe that's... I didn't think about that, but maybe, like, in later notes, maybe that's why they're already bringing in his development. Because he's already showing signs of wanting to be good.
True. He is.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that Katara isn't the one to get Aang out of the Avatar state.
Yeah. Wait. What did happen?
He just thought about Gyatso and then came out of it. The one I'm talking about specifically when he like finds out Gyatso's dead.
Mm-hmm.
In the original, Katara is the one to go up to him and like hold him and like get him out of it, because like she like talks to him and like that's like such like a like bond they have.
Yeah.
Is Katara's the only one to get Aang to calm down.
Yeah.
And like that's also comes in the later seasons when he goes into the Avatar state. Spoilers, obviously. When Appa goes missing in the desert and like he has this big outburst, Katara's the only one to keep him calm.
But you know why? I think I know why they didn't do that though.
Why?
Is because they're making Zutara canon.
You think?
Yes,
but
I'm
that
pretty
doesn't
sure they
matter
said
why.
so. But because I think I think that's also why they made the Tale of Two Lovers, like the tunnel, be Katara and Sokka instead of Katara and Aang, and then make it like sibling love so that they could not have anything between Katara and Aang.
Interesting.
Which is like not my favorite. I'm not a Zutara shipper, but
I'm not a shipper of any ships in this whole show, even the original, other than like Suki and Sokka. That's the only.
You don't even like Katara and Aang?
I think it's just so basic. Like, I just think they went the safe route. They were just like, oh yeah, let's just put the two main characters together.
I mean, like, I think it's...
Which it makes sense. Like,
I
obviously,
think they're cute.
A 12-year-old and a 14-year-old going through that much together, obviously they're going to fall in love.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like, I'm not like, ew, I hate that they're together at the end. I did used to not like them.
Really?
But I thought, being like, oh, obviously they're going to end up together because they went through so much in a short span of time. Because
that was one of my things, is I was upset that it was Katara and Sokka. And, like, Aang and Katara didn't have their first kiss in there. But I think that's why.
Yeah. I have always liked that Katara is, like, the only one to get him out of the Avatar state. Because, like, that's kind of just, like, shows that she's, like...
Their bond.
Yeah, their
and
bond.
And her motherly instinct.
And, like, it just kind of... Yeah. And
it is cute.
Didn't like that she's never the one to do it anymore.
Yeah. She does... It does kind of feel like she lost her, like... motherly. Yeah, like, she doesn't feel like Katara.
Yeah.
I feel like Sokka and Zuko and Azula and like and Iroh and Ozai, like they all feel like them, but like Aang and Katara don't feel like them.
They don't really feel like Aang and Katara.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really even. Well, there are some times where I think Zuko is very Zuko, but sometimes I'm like, it's not giving Zuko. But episode 2 notes. My first note is he ran, and I feel so bad. But when Zuko says that, I laugh out loud because like, why is he saying it like that?
That is.
And then my second one is Gran is back. She's just pops up and she's just there.
Backtracking a little bit, Gran knew the whole plot so fast. Like, she was like, whenever she was like, wait, water, earth, fire, air, after her whole spiel, it was because he said, well, I just came from the Great Comet Festival. And then she was like, you're the Avatar. Like, immediately, I was like, what?
Yeah, they just gotta move that storyline along.
Yeah.
One of these notes says, kind of contradicts what I said earlier, which is they thought ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Is I feel like they aren't thinking ahead because there's lots of important parts they took out or replaced with something else that seems not very important, but they are going to come back up later. I don't remember what I specifically was watching that I wrote that, but I remember feeling it.
Yeah.
So, like, there's so many things that are, like, replacing, taking out of this that does get brought up in later seasons and later episodes that I don't think they're thinking about. Like, I think they're like, oh, this is just a small little thing. This is just, like, a filler episode. This doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Actually. But even every scene, honestly, in the original is important. Yeah, I just don't think they're thinking, unless they are, and they're just, like, gonna take things out again and, like, completely rewrite, like, plot lines and stuff. But there were definitely things in this season that I'm like, that gets brought up later, you know? Like, that's not just something you can just take out unless you're just going to take that whole plot line out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did like that they brought in facts from the books. Like the Kyoshi books.
Yeah.
They were like kind of telling Kyoshi's backstory slightly.
Yeah. But that was even more information packed in that wasn't originally there.
That did not even need to be there. I also didn't like that they changed up who chases who. I don't like that Suki was chasing Sokka.
Literally, that was my note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I was like, I do not mind when there's a girl chasing a guy in a movie. I do not mind. But the fact that it was Suki, because that is not her character.
Yeah, it matters when the character does something they wouldn't do.
Yeah, because Suki would not.
She was not a simp.
Right. She's like a feminist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She would not chase after him because, especially in the original series, when Sokka was being all like...
sexist. Yeah,
like men are better and women can't fight, you know? Of course she wasn't going to be fawning over him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was weird that she was. It didn't feel like Suki. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Also, side note, gorgeous.
Yeah, that's one of my notes. Well, technically I said Sufi is beautiful. Type. But yeah.
Like when she took off her makeup, I was like...
Yeah, when I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, it takes away from their characters that she's the one stalking him, basically is what it felt like.
Yeah.
She just appeared.
Yeah, and she was just like looking at him from like behind her mom.
Yeah.
She was like hiding
girl,
behind her mom.
You stop doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of mine is everyone looks flawless after the fight, but Suki's mom is beat up. That was so funny. Like, as we just talked about, like, how everyone just looks so perfect and their costumes are, like, perfectly straightened up on them, and like their hair and their makeup is like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Sugi's mom's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Like she was beat up after that fight.
She was the most real one.
Yeah. Like standing next to like Suki and
Yeah.
Sokka, who look perfect, and then her mom's just like ratted hair and like dirt all over her face. I was like, wow, they kind of did her dirty with not beating
Literally.
anyone else up.
Yeah.
And then my next note is, it's like they couldn't wait to do the cool stuff, so they had every epic thing happen right away. So later, when things are supposed to be introduced, we've already seen it, and it's not epic as it's supposed to be. That is a lot of the rest of my notes, is they couldn't wait to do anything. I think that they were just, I don't know if they were just like, ooh, I'm so excited to do this, and they just did it.
Yeah.
They just bring in so much stuff from later seasons, later episodes, and stuff, and I'm like, can you wait? Like, calm down. One, this is already too much information within 8 episodes, and 2, this is supposed to be like a big epic reveal, and you're making it happen now.
Yeah.
When it's not supposed to happen now, it's supposed to happen in freaking season 3.
Yeah.
So like, calm down and let it unfold, and let people get excited about those things that are supposed to be withheld from us.
Yeah.
And not just give us every single thing you could even think of, because then what are you going to do in season 2 and 3? Nothing, because you've already done it all.
Yeah.
And then another note about them not being able to wait is, again, they just couldn't wait for Azula's big reveal, which would have been so epic. They had to bring her in right away.
Yeah. She still feels very Azula, though.
Like, she did really good. Like, they picked a good actress for her, and like they kept her Azula-ness. They like didn't have her do things that wasn't supposed to be happening. But like, imagine, everyone knows Azula's such a big character, and she's not even in the first season.
Yeah.
And like, imagine like seeing her big reveal, like that last scene. She doesn't have a single line, but like she just like looks up, and it's Azula, and like everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's freaking Azula.
I love Azula.
But no, we couldn't have that because they had to take it from us, and they had to just bring her in. And like, her first scene is her not even being Azula. Like, she's pretending to be like a villager.
Okay, whenever I was watching that first, I was like, that looks like the girl who plays Azula. And I was like, no, I'm crazy. Obviously it's not. And then she like revealed, and I was like, oh, I was right. Because like, that was before we had actually seen her. So I was like, there's no way it is.
Yeah.
But
so like, they like really tried with her like Azula reveal, but it was not her Azula reveal that should have been happening.
I did like, though, that even though she was in season 1, she wasn't interacting with anyone she wasn't supposed to. Yeah. And she stayed in the palace. Like, so it was basically stuff that she already was doing. We just got to see it.
Seeing more of what would have been happening to her.
Yeah. That
we didn't get to see, which is interesting. But
yeah, that would be really cool. But now that I think about it, they should have used that time to show more and tell less.
Real stuff.
Yeah. Show more and tell less.
And then another note saying the same about Ozai. Like he's not even supposed to be seen till season 3.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a big reveal.
And I put, imagine how epic and suspenseful it would have been to not see Ozai till the last season, like it's supposed to be.
Because, like, the main villain, you don't even know who it is.
Yeah, you never get to see Ozai until, like, I think episode 1 of season 3. But, like, you never get to see him until the last season, which I think is kind of a cool concept to have. Yeah. But they couldn't wait. And then, like you said, I do like that they didn't have Azula do things she didn't do. Yeah. Like you said. But then, once again, they couldn't wait, and they brought Ty Lee and May in just for fun. Like, they didn't have to be in there at all. Like, they were just standing there, watching Azula fight stuff.
Yeah, they didn't have to be there. You're right.
But, yeah, this is my note. But they also brought Ty Lee and May in too early because they are, in all caps, impatient. Like, why? Like, literally, I don't know why it makes me so heated. Like, be patient.
You should be a writer. Okay, but I get it, though.
I understand, but, like, it's so worth it to wait like how it's supposed to be waited for.
Yeah.
like the original first watching, no one knew what they were waiting for. So like when those big reveals happened, it was like, oh, that's cool. Like there's this new character that's gonna happen. But with this, I feel like it would be even more epic to wait for those big reveals because we know it's coming and we're excited to see those characters and those like little things that this character does.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like waiting for it. It's suspenseful. Like we want to see that happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they just give it all to us. Like there's no big epic reveal. It just happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like I want to see that epic reveal that they should have. They deserve that.
I love how passionate you are about that.
Oh yeah, my next note was honestly kind of surprised Toph isn't in this season.
I'm glad they didn't. And honestly, I'm scared.
I am too.
Because she already is like an annoying character at first.
Mm-hmm.
I like Toph. Like she's in the top like 5. I can never pick except for Azula. But she's like up there. I like her. She's cool. But she's annoying. she's annoying and
she's a 12-year-old little girl.
Yeah, who's super powerful and she knows it.
Yeah.
So of course she's going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just scared that they're going to make it worse and it's going to just inherently be worse because it's live action, because it's a real person.
And that's the thing I'm scared about is kind of the opposite slightly, is they're not going to make her annoying because they haven't been making any main character annoying.
But that's like
I said.
Her only character.
And that's what I'm scared about.
It's like her whole thing.
If they take away Toph's like cockiness and annoyingness of her being a 12-year-old girl, like she's not going to be Toph.
Yeah.
She's going to be just
imagine she's
a character.
That big buff guy.
Oh my
instead.
God. Imagine.
And this whole thing is just Ember Island players.
Ember Island players.
That would honestly
at the end
make sense why all their costumes are perfect.
Yeah, and then the bad guys win in the end, and then like it cuts scene to them in the bleachers watching.
That would be.
And they're like, wow, that play was terrible.
Wait, that would make me love this show
I would.
So much.
That would be such a treat.
Honestly. Wait. Okay, conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory, this is just the Ember Island players, and we're just watching the Ember Island show, the Boy in the Iceberg.
I really hope so.
That would be crazy.
Like, that would make sense why Zutara would be canon.
Because it's canon in the Ember Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
Wait a minute.
Wait, is this an actual
and, like,
theory?
Why their costumes look like
Flawless
costumes.
and perfect.
Like, what? Okay. That's actually, I really hope so. If not, headcanon. You know?
You heard it here first. This is our theory. This is the Ember Island players.
Yes. That would make every critique completely done. Like
all these notes out the window. I would not care anymore. I'd be like, that's funny. An amazing show.
Yeah.
This was so well done.
Like, I so hope so.
My next note is they're mixing so many storylines together. I feel like it's a lot to take in if you haven't seen the original.
Yes.
So, like, if you're watching, that's another reason why to not watch this first is it's just so much. It's so confusing. If you don't know the storyline already, you're not going to understand anything. You're going to be so lost because so much plot is just thrown at you.
Yeah.
Chucked at you, and it hits you right in the face. And you're like, I don't even know what just happened.
Yeah. That's, one of my notes was if I didn't see the original series, I wouldn't care about these characters.
Yes, that's, yeah.
Because there is no time to just exist.
There's no character building, it's just plot.
Yeah. So it's like, who are these people? And I do not care.
Yeah. I also put the flashbacks are a little much and often. I put that for, like, Katara's mother flashbacks.
They did reveal that so quick.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about. Is like, why are we getting like jump scared with these flashbacks, like in such random places?
Although young Katara looked like identical
Yeah,
to her.
like when I was first watching, I was like, wait, am I watching younger one or am I?
Yeah, it's like they like that was
And
really good
I should have
casting.
put a note whenever we like fully get the full flashback. That young Katara actress is so good. Like
Yeah.
whenever she was like, like scared, like when her mother died, like I was like feeling like her
Yeah.
acting. Like I was like, wow, she's like getting into it. And then my last note for episode 3 is I do appreciate the goofy little things like Aang and Zuko's fight is very Aang and Zuko. Like whenever they were fighting in Omashu in kind of like the end of episode 3, it was so Aang and Zuko.
Wait, is this the episode with Boomy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say my Boomy note. He wasn't very fun. Like, he felt just scary.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like, this is, like, he didn't feel like how goofy he was. 'Cause, like, I know that he still is, like, in the original series, King Boomy is a king, and he's really, like, smart and wise and all that stuff. But he's still Boomy. He's still goofy. I just feel like I didn't see that whatsoever. I was just like, if I didn't get that flashback of that little kid, which even wasn't very much anyway, like, I would be like, why were they ever friends,
Yeah.
But if I would have gotten a little bit more goofy, then, I don't know. I was disappointed.
Yeah, I put Boomy is kind of annoying and weird. He's one of those characters that does not translate well to real life.
Yes.
My next couple notes is everything is just moving so fast. And another Aang monologue is what I have.
Another Aang monologue.
Which, up here, I didn't say this one, but I put Aang's monologues are very Disney Channel. And then I have probably like 5 other notes just saying another Aang monologue in each episode.
He's just got a monologue. Charade!
Alright, time for our weekly charades game where we just play charades for whatever reason.
Okay, rude. I'm going first.
Okay, Anna's gonna get up and do it. Oh, she's not. Okay, first word. One word. She's... Oh. Getting... Whoa. Wait, is it... She's like just... She's on her stomach. Oh, you don't want them to know?
No.
Okay, so is it a snail? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Wait, how many words? 2 words. First word. Pouring. Watering flowers. Oh, that's not one word. Wait. Cooking. Flippin'. Pancake. Pancake. Second word is pancake. Making pancakes. Yes.
Okay, and a second, whatever this is called, charade. Okay, 2 words. First word. Scary. Monster. Mike Wazowski. Tiny. Tiny bug. Tiny monster. Ew, ant. Tiny spider. No tiny. Scary? Why do you keep doing that? Okay, go back. Spider is the second word. Oh, spider's the first word. Second word. Spider web. Spider web.
Okay. 4 words. First word. Dive. Splash. Dive into a pool. Diving. For one word. Dive. Ing. Diving. Second word. Pluck. No. Third word. Diving? The first and the third word are diving. Fourth word. Flat. Belly flop. Jumping. Trampoline. Long, flat. Diving board. Diving. Off. Diving board. Diving off diving boards. Yes. That was fun. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah. All right, back into Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix's live action. Episode 5. I have kind of a lot of notes, but obviously we're not going to do all of them because I don't want to bore anyone.
Yeah.
It starts with odd start. Why are they mid-fight? It like starts.
Does it?
It starts with them running away from Fire Nation. This is the one with the spirit world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why I have so many notes, actually.
Go ahead.
All right. Next one is, how does Aang know he can save the villagers, and why does he know so much? Oh yeah, he says he knows things, and then his reasoning is because he feels it. Which, so like, why? Aang knows.
I feel it.
Aang knows way too much already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And that could just be like being like a big fan being like, hey, he's not supposed to know that yet. But like it's true, like Aang's not supposed to know all of the stuff he already knows. He shouldn't know what the spirit world is yet.
Yeah.
He learns in this episode in the original what the spirit world is, but he already knows what it is before he goes into it.
Because why does he know what the spirit world is, but he doesn't know that he can't bend in there?
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that spirits are dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
and that he should stay on the path or get off the path or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's not like he's not ever. It's not like he's.
Yeah, I know,
been in there
but
before.
if you know of the spirit world, then you probably know a little bit of other facts about the spirit world too.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, and then this one is Aang's strive is different. In the original, he is doing things to help people and to also run from his avatar duties. In this, he's doing it solely because he's the avatar and it's his job.
Mm-hmm.
So like his strive and motive for helping people in the season and in the whole show, really, in the original, he's doing it because like he likes helping people. Obviously, he's like a good person.
Yeah.
But he's also, he helps random villages and things because he's trying to run the other way.
Yeah.
And not straight to what he's supposed to. Because a lot of what Sokka is in the original is always saying, like, no, we don't have time for this, we need to leave. And Aang's like, no, I have to help them. And Katara's like, yeah, we can't just let innocent people down.
Yeah.
So, like, Sokka's always like, we have to keep moving. We have to get to our destination. These people are fine. We are literally helping them without helping them.
Yeah.
And
yeah, like
Aang is stopping them all the time because he is trying to run. So, yeah, that's what Aang's strive and motive is in the original. But in this one, it's literally the opposite. He literally says multiple times, it's, I'm the avatar. This is my job. Like, I have to do this because I'm the avatar.
Yeah.
So his motive is completely different.
Yeah.
Completely flipped in this one, which I think is odd. And I don't know why they did that.
Yeah. That is... See, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, he's not showing that he doesn't want to be the avatar. He keeps saying he doesn't want to be the avatar, but I don't believe him.
Because he keeps doing things.
Yeah, he keeps...
Because he's the avatar.
being the Avatar. So it's like, what?
Yeah. My next note is how in the heck did Katara and Sokka get into the spirit world and why?
Yeah, that's what I said. My note is Katara and Sokka in the spirit world.
Yeah, like why did
Because they're not supposed to be there, right?
Well, Sokka gets taken to the spirit world in the original in this.
Yeah, he gets
episode,
kidnapped.
But Aang doesn't ever bring anyone with him.
Yeah,
That's not even how that works.
Yeah, so that's
like no one has ever
weird.
brought someone with them to the spirit world. But yeah, I don't even understand why. Like I understand with how the episode went, why they were there. Like it obviously made sense why they were in there. But like the original already did things that they didn't need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then once again, there's my next note. They once again flipped the one who's chasing who, June, the lady with the sheer shoe, I think is what it's called. The ugly thing that like
the mole.
Yeah, whatever it is. She's the one crushing on Iroh in this one.
Yeah, why did they do that? They like reversed all
Iroh's. That's I put like why do they feel the need to reverse all the
roles?
Yeah, who's crushing on who in this? It doesn't really make any sense.
That is weird.
My next one is why is the owl here? He's supposed to be in his library.
I was going to say something about that because I wasn't 100% certain that he wasn't supposed to be there because I've only seen the show one time. I've only seen Avatar, okay, maybe twice. But I'm just not really a rewatcher.
Yeah, I am. I like yearly rewatch all my favorite shows.
I'm just not a rewatcher. So, like, little details get away from me. But I wasn't entirely sure that he wasn't supposed to be there, but I was, like, confused why he was.
Yeah. Because this is kind of like what I said earlier is like he's supposed to be in the library, which gets brought up in season 2. He's in the library. Yeah. And that's a very crucial episode too. Because that's like when Appa gets lost. That's when all of them like kind of like fight for the first time and like the group is very divided. Yeah. And like that's where they literally find out about the comet. That's where they find out about the eclipse.
Yeah. Like well, I'm sure that's still gonna happen.
Like it has to happen. But like why is he like just roaming the spirit world?
I mean, someone had to tell them.
Yeah, so who told him in the original? Because that still happened. Who was it? Pretty sure it was just Roku. Oh yeah, this next one is about Azula. It's odd that Azula is showing emotion. She's supposed to be constantly performing even for herself, and that's why she has her big breakdown in the final episode.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that big breakdown. But like, that's true. I didn't even realize that. Wow, fake fan.
Like it's like not like that big of a deal because like obviously the breakdown can still happen and like her arc can still happen. But like Azula's character is very much like she's always performing. Yeah. Because
that way nobody can ever guess like what you're feeling, what you're doing. But also she's so good at lying that not even Toph can tell she's lying. Like
so like it's very out of character in my opinion that she's showing emotion whenever Ozai is like watching her and like telling her she's not good enough. Yeah. And like she's like showing like on her face and like her movements that she's like sad and upset. Like obviously Azula gets like upset, like that happens, but like she never shows her walls like breaking. Like she never shows herself being vulnerable.
Yeah, of course not. Why would Azula ever show herself being vulnerable?
Yeah. And I think that's a big reason why she has her breakdown is because she keeps all her emotions inside and like now and then like
that's a lot for a 14-year-old.
She just like bursts and like breaks down and like I think that's such a well done character arc. Oh yeah, this is what I thought was so weird is they're bringing in the swamp which is in season 2, the plot line of the swamp which is, again, a very crucial episode and plot in Season 2. So what are they going to do? They can't just do the same plot again. Like, it's not the same things happen,
Yeah.
but, like, the same plot where they get split up and, like, they see different visions and things.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are they going to do in the swamp now? Because
They probably won't do it.
they literally have to. That's how Aang knows about Toph.
That's true. Also, that mind fog thing in the spirit world, is that ever brought up in the original series?
No, just Korra.
Okay, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a minute, that's from Korra. And I was like, that's cool. And I know I'm not the only person who watched Korra, but like I felt cool because I was like, I know what that is, you know?
And then I said, why is Yue a fox?
Yeah, okay. I thought I was tripping and that was just like in the original thing, but I was like, that is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if it is in the original, that's weird.
Yeah, like, huh?
Because why was she there?
There was absolutely no need for her to be there. Like,
She didn't give any information except for Sokka be like, what? Am I going crazy? Like,
yeah. Like, huh? And then bringing back up Katara's mother, like, us learning about how she died and why she died and all that stuff already. My note is, why are we already learning about what happened to Katara's mother when that is such a big plot point in Season 3 to bring her and Zuko closer?
Mm-hmm.
Because that whole episode from what I've seen, is the reason the reason Katara forgives Zuko is because he, like, takes her on this journey, which they can still do, I guess. But, like, it won't be as big and meaningful because we already know everything pretty much. And then I put Ko is terrifying.
Yes, but so they're not supposed to feel emotion in front of him. They're not supposed to they can feel it, but they're not supposed to make any emotion on their face. But, like, didn't they? Didn't Aang literally make a face in front of him?
No, literally my note is, how does Aang know not to make reactions around Ko?
Okay.
Because he didn't.
I just could have swore he did. Like,
Maybe
he
did whenever I was writing that. No?
Yeah. I feel like he did make a face. And I was like, why did he not steal it just then? Because
maybe they changed the way Ko steals it. Because, like, now he just, like, feeds on people randomly. Because they're literally asleep in, like, weird little cocoons. So, like, they don't have to make a reaction. So maybe they just changed that. And
just
then,
like a little disclaimer.
I have also, why is Gyatso there?
When he showed up, I was so confused. I thought he was, like, alive. And I was like, was he in the iceberg too? I was so confused.
Yeah, me too. I was like, why is he there?
And also, why did he leave? Like, he was there and then he wasn't?
Yeah.
Like, his unfinished business was telling Aang something, and then that was his finished. Yeah. So
he was just there
cross
for
over.
fun.
Yeah. Because, like, and then when Aang came back, and then it, like, did that little flashback sequence of something we just saw.
And
it was
saw
like,
that.
I'll come back after I rescue them or something. And then he, like, he didn't get to come back because he wasn't there.
Like, why are you making us sad for no reason?
Yeah, that was sad. I was like, I was so sad.
Yeah. Because
Gyatso didn't even say anything because he knew how important it was to save his friends, and he knew that Aang would have stayed with him forever. He would have chose him. Imagine he chose him, and then the show's just over because Katara and Sokka are, like, dead.
Yeah.
They're, like, eaten by Ko.
Are eaten. Aang chooses to just live in the spirit world with Gyatso in his little hut.
Yeah, and then, like, Ozai takes over the world. Like, he completes.
Interesting. Yeah. And then my last note is, this long side quest Aang goes on is wild. Mixing the plot lines and making him go do all this stuff is a lot.
Yeah. All while there was a ticking clock.
Yeah.
And it did feel like, is the clock even real?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it did not feel like we didn't have enough. Like, it felt like he had the whole world of time.
Yeah.
Except for the times when he was like, I have to go save my friends.
And we're like, oh yeah.
And it's like,
you
oh
go
yeah.
save them because
It's-
you just spent 5 years.
Yeah.
In this.
You've been gone for like 2 days.
Yeah. Why are Zuko and Aang having a normal conversation right now? Like, why?
Did that not happen? I feel like that did happen.
Zuko,
like later.
they didn't have
didn't
a
it?
conversation. Aang was talking to Zuko while he was unconscious.
Oh.
But, like, I was just confused why they were having, like, the most normal, chill conversation.
Yeah, that
and
does
Zuko
feel...
was talking back normally, being like, yeah.
The fact that he has been searching, his only goal for the past 3 years has been to get him, and he's sitting there right in front of him, and he's just like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not, like, trying to capture him. Like, maybe if he was, like, in a jail cell, they could have had that conversation.
But they were just chilling.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm glad, like, by the end, they were, like, obviously not chill.
Yeah. He
But,
was like, my father is a great man.
That was the best impression. The father part really, like, just took me in
I know,
there.
well, that's the only part that I, like, remember.
My father. Couldn't even do it.
Or- Let me...
And then when they get to, like, the North Pole and, like, we meet Yue, and Yue's supposed to be, like, fiance dude. Like, he's much nicer in this version.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not annoying, which in the original, like, you think he's annoying, but then you rewatch it and you're like, wow, he's more than annoying. He's insufferable.
Whenever he, like, came on screen, I was scared. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, me too.
But then he was fine.
Yeah. And I don't mind, but why are they so scared to make annoying characters?
Yeah, I am glad, though, that he wasn't annoying. And Jet, honestly, I wasn't, like, I hate Jet. But, like, he wasn't
as annoying.
He wasn't, like, sure, he was a little bit annoying because he was like, freedom fighters, you know? But, like, that was the extent of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really have too much time.
I just don't get why they want every character to not have depth. But I do appreciate that Yue had personality in this one. Because I don't really like Yue in the original because, like, she just talks like this and she's always like, but Sokka, I'm engaged. This was a mistake. That's all she says. And I'm like, shut up. No one cares.
Well, but you are engaged and this was a mistake.
Yeah,
but she's not engaged
in
this one.
Yeah, she's not. And then I wrote down a quote I liked, which I'm pretty sure Yue said. Yeah. Yue said, don't make it less than what it is. I like that.
Yeah.
I was like, period. Don't make it less than what it is.
Yeah.
What you're feeling is real, and it's valid. And you don't have to be scared to feel your feelings.
That felt directed.
It was. Oh, yeah, and then me being mad again about them not waiting.
It's okay, you don't have to say that every time, because we know.
There will literally be no epic surprises or moments in the next 2 seasons, because they are doing all of them now.
Oh, gosh, I really hope it's just all Ember Island players the whole time.
Yeah, that would be so funny. And I put, so is the library not going to exist? Because that's where Zhao found out about the fish and stuff. And in this version, he found out in Roku's, whatever it's called, where he's kept. Like, he wasn't at the library when he found out about the fish and stuff.
He was at the library?
Yeah. In the original, he found out about yin and yang and, like, the spirits in the library. I also don't really understand... I didn't understand the whole Aang giving himself up to, like, the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, was that in the original? And, like, it just wasn't said
Wasn't
in
clear.
the original?
My literally note of that is the end battle confused me. Like, I just don't understand.
Like, I always thought it was just Aang was working with the ocean spirit in, like, the Avatar state to, like, release his wrath and stop the battle.
And the whole, like, that's not Aang anymore.
Yeah, like, what?
Because it was Aang, so she just lied.
She was lying.
Because he came back and he was Aang.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what? Well, I guess she saved him somehow?
Yeah, because so basically,
I don't really... That's what I said. It confused me.
what
I
they were
didn't
saying
understand.
was like the ocean spirit took over Aang's body and was using his avatar state, and so basically they were saying that that monster he was being was gonna exist for the rest of time, looking for its other half, but it will never find it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense a little bit why
Yeah.
Aang came back.
But I just don't understand why they, when that wasn't really clear, at least in the original, why they decided to make a big plot point about it.
Yeah.
But that's fine. And then my next one is, since Aang is gone, then Katara's speech isn't as epic and meaningful, because it's not the reason he comes back, it's because Yue died.
Yeah, I was like, whenever she said that, she was like, it's because of me. And it was like, no,
yeah, like
it wasn't.
the moment that I was waiting for, that Katara finally got him out of the Avatar state, it wasn't even freaking her.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's not listening to her.
Yeah, he cannot hear her.
Not Aang, they kept saying.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously he's not hearing her, not listening to her, and also she's whispering, which, what the hell? She's like, please come back. You do belong here. And I'm like, he's miles away into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and
So-
not himself.
And not himself.
Yeah.
And it would have been so epic and good that Katara, like, oh, yes, Katara brought Aang back with her powerful words.
Yeah, if she actually did.
If she actually did. Because
Like-
she didn't. She was just speaking, and then it just so happened that Yue died and became the moon.
That is so funny.
I do like that this version shows the more real parts, like the death and destruction afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it makes you, like, see, like, what, like, really is, like, going on, and, like, it feels more real life.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. And that's all my episode notes. I just have, like, overall notes. I said, overall, it's a good show because it has a fantastic base. Like,
Mhm.
how wrong can you get with the amazing storyline that is Avatar The Last Airbender?
Yeah, that's preach, honestly.
Yeah. Like, it really can't be that bad because it has an amazing baseline.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you
Avatar is just the best show.
can't go
ever.
too wrong. Yeah, literally.
Like-
I will say that to anyone.
It's
Boldly and proudly, Avatar The Last Airbender is the best TV show ever made.
it's
in
just so well written, and it can be enjoyed by all
everyone.
ages.
It
Everybody.
is 100% a show for anyone, everyone to enjoy. I'm excited to see the next couple episodes, to see what they do
Yeah,
with them.
I'm excited. I am
Couple
excited.
episodes, couple seasons.
Yeah, I am excited for the new seasons.
I'm gonna watch it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can do another episode of each season or something.
Yeah,
Um,
if you liked it and want more.
What are you, like, most looking forward to in the next few seasons to see?
I mean, I want to see less fighting. Like, the fighting is cool, but I just don't want to see it so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like, action movies aren't really my thing.
Yeah.
Like, it just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm excited to see Toph,
Yeah,
but scared.
I'm scared and excited to see Toph, and I'm really excited to see Ozai's Angels in action.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say that. I love them so
Mhm.
much. They're so cool.
Okay, literally one of my favorite scenes in the whole, like, this is probably, like, top 5 favorite scenes in the whole entire, like, show,
Mm-hmm.
like, the original,
Yeah.
is when May betrays Azula.
I hate it.
That is,
It's so cool and powerful. I hate it, though.
That scene is the most, like, it gives me chills every time it happens. It's so good. I love that scene so much. It's so cool. And I'm really excited to see Zuko's hair be good.
Yes.
Zuko's character development is just, oh yeah, for those who don't know, Zuko's my favorite character, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. I did not know that.
I feel like we've been talking for 5 hours. And
Might
you
as well have.
Whoever's listening also might feel like that. But hopefully you enjoyed that. So yeah. thank you so much for listening. Make sure to tune in for our next episode, episode 4, which will be posted next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And get excited to see our beautiful set that will be in a future episode, hopefully soon. I'm like really hungry, so let's stop this bad boy and I can eat. Oh my gosh. Go stop this now.
It might be